created this video for the custodians responsible for international students who will be attending a Burnaby secondary school. It is also intended for parents who will be residing with their child during their studies. We want to share with you the information we provide to international students during our orientation week. And for those of you who are helping prepare the student before their departure, we have also included some brief pre-departure information. Studying in Canada is an amazing opportunity. Before the student departs, ensure that they have a letter from Citizenship and Immigration Canada that allows them to be issued a study permit. For students who are studying with us less than 6 months, they do not require a study permit. Ensure they also have a valid passport and that they have arranged for their homestay to pick them up at the airport and that they have the homestay contact information. Also ensure that they reviewed our pre-departure handbook, which is located on our website. Once a student arrives in Vancouver at the airport, they will go through immigration. At that point, students should submit their letter from Citizenship and Immigration Canada so that they can be issued a study permit. Again, for students who are with us for less than 6 months, they do not need a study permit. Also ensure that the officer stamps your passport with a Canada Entry Visa stamp. International Orientation Week prepares students for their studies in Burnaby. Ensure you visit our orientation schedule located on our website. Orientation Week includes a student welcome orientation, a homestay orientation for students residing in a Langara homestay, an English assessment, a school registration day and tour, and fun activities and excursions so that students can meet other international students as well as Canadian students who will be leading these activities. For the student welcome orientation, please ensure your student brings with them their passport, a photocopy of the main page of their passport, a photocopy of the page with the Canada Entry Visa stamp, a copy of their study permit, and for those students who have already been residing in British Columbia, a copy of their MSP care card. As the student will be completing a registration form, it is important that they also bring with them their homestay contact information and their custodian contact information if it differs from their homestay. Students need to know who their custodian is and who their homestay is, especially if they differ. On several occasions, I've asked students for their homestay address or phone number, and they have not had this information handy. Please ensure that your student has their homestay and custodian information handy. At the welcome orientation, students are provided with an overview of their program as well as the many support services offered to them. They will also take home with them an International Student Program Handbook. Ensure you review this handbook with the student. It is translated into various languages. At the welcome orientation, we also review student safety. In the International Student Program Handbook, there is a section on student safety. Again, please ensure you review this section of the handbook with the student. Students new to Canada will be placed on GuardMe private health insurance. Students will receive at the welcome orientation a GuardMe insurance card as well as the policy. It is important that custodians review the GuardMe policy with their student. Also ask the student to have their parent review the GuardMe policy, as it is located on their website in many different languages. With GuardMe medical insurance, students will have to pay up front for any medical expenses. They then will complete a claim form in order to be reimbursed for these expenses. For general doctor's prescriptions, if the student shows the pharmacist their GuardMe private insurance card, the pharmacist will directly charge GuardMe insurance, and the student will not have to pay for this expense up front. In the unlikely case where a student has to go to Burnaby General Hospital to the emergency ward, the hospital will ask for payment up front. If the student does not have the means to pay, they will ask the custodian or the homestay. If you do not feel comfortable paying this expense, simply tell the hospital to invoice the student. If you do feel comfortable, then the hospital recommends that you pay this expense by credit card, as then they can directly reimburse you on your credit card. If a student becomes fully admitted to the hospital, at that point the hospital will deal directly with GuardMe private insurance. If the student holds a study permit, please advise the hospital of this, as it may impact the charges. In their third month of residing in British Columbia, students are then placed on the Provincial Medical Services Plan, also known as MSP. At their school, they will receive their MSP care card. Students who are studying with us and do not hold a study permit, they will continue on the GuardMe private medical insurance. While GuardMe private insurance covers travel to the United States, MSP does not. Therefore, if your student is on MSP and you're taking them to the United States, please ensure they have added insurance. At the Welcome Orientation, we also review our International Student Code of Conduct. Key elements of the Code of Conduct include adherence to the laws of Canada and British Columbia, academic honesty, regular attendance, respect of teachers and fellow students, no driving a motor vehicle, no traveling outside of the Greater Vancouver region without proper adult supervision, no living in a home without proper adult supervision. It is imperative that students abide by the International Student Program Code of Conduct, or they may be withdrawn from the program. During orientation week, students will spend a day at their appointed school, and they will choose their courses with the help of their counselor. The courses they select will be based upon their English assessment results, as well as their goals. It is important that students bring with them to the school registration day a copy of their most recent transcript from their home country school. This will assist the counselor. Before their school registration day, we ask that students review the course offering list of their school given to them at the Welcome Orientation. School's course offerings can also be found on the school's website. We are very proud of the many courses our Burnaby schools offer. And while we will do our best to give students the courses they want, this is not always possible. Sometimes a course may be full. Other times, the student may not have the English language skills needed to be successful in that course. On our website, you can find our Custodian Expectation form. We have the same expectations for custodians as we do for parents. It is important that you review the Custodian Expectation form. In essence, custodians are responsible for the care and supervision of students. They are to liaise with the school, and they are to keep us updated with any student change of contact information. This last point is vital. We always need the custodian homestay's most updated information. We also need custodians and parents to notify us of any extended absences so that we know who will be caring for the student. On our website, you can find our Custodian Absence form, which we ask that you complete and submit to the International Education Office. When you became the custodian, you would have completed notarized documents appointing yourself as the custodian. The student would have taken these documents and submitted it to Citizenship and Immigration Canada. Therefore, it's extremely important that if you are no longer the student's custodian, that you notify the International Education Office as well as notify Immigration Canada. The International Education Office also will require you to submit the new documents appointing the new custodian. If we find a custodian is not meeting our expectations, the student may be withdrawn from the program, or we may request the parent to appoint a new custodian. During orientation week, students will be provided information on the numerous support services that we provide for them. They will also, in their International Student Program Handbook, have a list of the resources provided to them. Most importantly, each school has an international student support worker to assist our international students. If you or the student has any questions or concerns, please contact your school's international student support worker. They are there to help. Our international students have done extremely well in our schools. They have gone on to top universities around the world. When a student first arrives, the first thing they ask me is, when will I graduate? The time it takes to graduate normally depends on the student's English language level. For students who plan to go on to universities in North America, we advise them not to rush this process. At the same time, we encourage them to join school clubs, join school teams, or Burnaby community clubs and teams. This will help them progress in their English much more quickly. If your student has any academic questions, please ask them to speak to their school counselor. The school counselor is there to assist them. Some final recommendations to custodians. Review the International Student Program schedule found on our website. Review the Custodian Expectation form also found on our website. Review the International Student Program Handbook students will receive at their welcome orientation. Always let us know if a student's homestay or custodian information has changed. Ensure your student knows who their school's international student support worker is. We hope this video has been informative. We wish your student much success and joy during their studies in Burnaby. Thank you.